right, this is Chad sitting here with a nice little Coca-Cola.
And this is Sean. I'm very parched because Chad went and got me a drink and didn't bring me one.
I thought you were still drinking on your Dr. Pepper.
It's all right. It's okay. We'll continue
I'm sorry
to move
about
on.
that. Should we stop this whole tutorial and get you a...
No, let's continue.
Okay. Well, here we go. We're going to add something that I've been waiting for. It's content. The whole reason.
Woo!
Yeah. I'm excited too. Like it. So let's add something to our site. This is something that kind of threw me for a loop, because if you go to content, create content, you only have two choices, page and story. This is so confusing that they've taken it out of 7. Did you know that? They set people down in front of the computer, and this is one of the biggest things. They're like, what the heck is different between page and story?
There's no difference. There's
really no difference. Sean and I have had a debate over this, and we've actually sat down and looked at it, and we couldn't really figure out the difference at all.
No, there's not.
So you can choose either one. It doesn't matter, and I don't know why they put it there, but choose page.
I usually choose story just to be a little different, but, page works too.
Yeah.
Again, they're the same thing.
But Sean and I will argue over this for a long time. It might take us like an hour to really get this figured out. But since I've got the mouse, I get to choose. And so we're going to name, this is going to create a page. We're going to name it. All right. Sean is getting rich off of window cleaning. Now, we could take and put this in the menu, and we can make the menu read, Sean is getting rich. Oops, push the wrong button. Rich. And we could put that in the primary links, and we could set the weight to, well, it doesn't really matter because it's going to put it anywhere it wants anyways. But it won't be above the contact us because he put it at the highest one. Now here's the body. Whoa, okay. All right. So, in case you don't know, Coca-Cola will make you burp. So come down to the body and type in a paragraph. You could be like, those window cleaners really know how to make the windows shine. And that's about all I'm going to write, because English is not my favorite subject. And input format. We'll get into this later. You're really going to want to put full HTML. Side note. Won't affect you now, but it will later. Revision information. Well, if you had a friend you're working with, you could create new revisions and send it back and forth. And then you could put comment settings. Do you want comments enabled on this? Well, we're going to do a read and write. So if you were logged in, you could comment on my little message up there. You could change the author. Right now, it's admin, and it will fill in the date automatically. You could put in your own date, and this is who it is. Now, the reason this is important is I just set up a site or a page on my church site for our music minister, and I set him up, and I was real happy about setting him up for him and stuff like this. I did about 7 pages. Well, he got on there, and he tried to edit those pages. Well, he doesn't have permission to change the admin. I'm the admin. He doesn't have permissions to change the admin's pages, so he couldn't change them. He wasn't mad or anything, but he came back and said, "Hey, Chad, I can't change this." I said, "Oh man, I didn't make you the author." So I went back in. His name is Harry, and his username is Harry. So we went back in and we put authored by as Harry, and all of a sudden he could change those. So right now it's not going to really matter what it says because you're the admin, but when you get into permissions, that is going to be very, very important. Publishing options. I don't really use these a whole lot, but you may find these handy. You can go unpublished if you wanted your friend to look at it before you put it up, but keep that published so it'll show up. And then you could go promote to the front page. This is a feature that, let's say you had it as a blog and you wanted it to be on the very front page of your site. You could promote it to the front page and show up at the very top of your front page of your site and sticky at the top of the list. So the way this works is the content on the front of the page will take your newest article, put it on the top, and then your next article on top of that, and the next article on top of that, and it keeps pushing them down. But if you want this particular article to always be on top, push sticky at top of list. All right, push save. Now, this is our first page. Now, this is not the home page, but notice we've got a contact us, and we've got Sean is getting rich. Okay? It also shows up over here because we have the primary links over here. Notice up here at the top, it says node/1. Okay? That is the node name. That is node 1. That's the first node you've created. Node 1. That's it. And it also showed up in your menu. Now, this particular theme shows the primary menu automatically up here without putting it in a block. But over here, Sean, if you remember in the last lesson, put it in a block. So it shows up in 2 places. So you could go into your themes configuration under this you could turn off the primary links. It's just a little check mark. Or you could go back into your blocks, which is site building blocks, and you could list that down and you could take the primary links out of this block. So that's why it's showing up in 2 different places there. So you've got your first piece of content. Well, let's go back to your home page. The easiest way to do that is to take all that out, except for richwindowcleaner.com, push enter, and you will notice that it does not show up on your front page. Now, why is that? In fact, I had to turn to Sean and say, Sean, why didn't it show up on the front page?
Now, if you remember, just right before Chat published this piece, there was 3 buttons: publish, publish to front page, and sticky to the top. Since you did not publish the front page, it won't show up on your front page.
Man, well, how do we get it back, you might be asking? You can do this in 2 ways. Obviously, we put it in the menu right here, and we could click on this, and we could go to edit. But we're not always going to be putting in the menu, so I'm going to go back. Here's the correct way to do this to get to the content. You go to content management, you go to content, you go to list. Right there. That'll list down all the content on your site. Notice it says Sean is getting rich off window cleaning. So we go to edit. And in here, we're going to scroll down all the way to the bottom. We're going to go to publishing options. So we're going to promote it to the front page. Push save, and now we can go back to the home page. We're going to get rid of all this. Notice what's on the front page. Sean is getting rich off windows cleaning. So how's that window cleaning go for you?
I'm getting rich.
Cool. All right. Well, anything else? Did I miss anything?
Just from here, you can see that there's an add new comment. You can click on that from here on the front page, or you can click on the title of the piece and it'll take you again to the actual page that's made for that, and you can comment there also.
That's right. All right. Well, I think that covers everything for adding content. Add content to your heart's content. See you in the next lesson.